Let's take a look at JT, who I believe to be the most underrated and misunderstood player in North American Counter-Strike. We're going to quickly go over his roles, and then semi-quickly go through one of his demos versus Evil Geniuses, and show how his impact goes far beyond what the box score will show. But first, let's take a look at what his coach Tion had to say in an interview that I did with him about JT's leadership and his sacrificial play. How has JT's leadership and sacrificial play helped the team succeed? It's so crucial to the team's success. It's like Furia without art. It just won't work. JT is actually a superstar. Back in South Africa, he was putting up better ratings than Sonic a lot of the time. I took him out of that comfort zone when I suggested he should IGL, and he was on board without any resistance. He just wants to do what's best for the team, no matter the cost. If that means he has to sacrifice himself, 10 out of 10 times he'll do it with a smile on his face. A lot of the hard work on our style that we've developed is also due to JT. He works super hard, always grinding, making new strats, adjusting how we do things, etc. We've had periods where I wasn't even touching CS, where I'm just working on the team's mentality, psychological aspects, making sure we have the right psychological environment and climate in the team, so everyone can perform their best, and JT is just knocking the CS side of things out of the park. So that's what his coach had to say about his role and how his sacrificial play helps the team succeed. So let's go ahead and let's take a look at his roles. So JT's first and main role on the team is to be the IGL. Everyone knows that, everyone understands what that means. But his second main role is actually being the sacrificer on the team. And by that I mean he sacrifices his economy, he sacrifices his life, he sacrifices his stats, everything to help the team succeed. He's constantly putting the team in positions to win based on his own sacrificial play. His third main role is he's an entry. He especially entries in when it's unfavorable situations, such as it's a 3v3 or 3v4, they've used all their utility, so he's the one entering in dry, going in first, knowing that he's going to die and his team is behind him to get traded. So when it's unfavorable and they're not doing a whole exec, most of the time it's JT is the one who's entering the site. His fourth role is utility belt. He's always buying full utility, sacrificing armor and pistol rounds, sacrificing guns and eco rounds to make sure he always has the full utility so that the other team can buy the AKs, buy the Galeals or whatever. So let's go ahead and take a look at one of JT's demos versus Evil Geniuses on Dust 2. So we're skipping right into round 2. Round 1, they rushed up mid and all died. So here we're in round 2. They're on an eco. JT's going to go ahead and buy a flash. And let's see what he does here. So the first thing he's going to do is he's going to boost all of his teammates onto Cat. So all 4 of his teammates are going up. They're all going to rush Cat, right? He now has his flash ready and he flashes top mid. So right there, he boosts all 4 of his team Cat. He then flashes top mid. So the chances that one of them get a kill is decently high if someone is there, because there's 4 of them rushing. They could be blind. So he sets potentially any one of his teammates up for a kill, and then he's coming up mid late. The rest of his team dies. And now he's in a 1v5. He has no chance at getting a kill. The chance at getting a kill was earlier when he set up the flash. So that's kind of what I'm talking about and what you're going to see through the whole video about how he's setting up his team to get kills that can either win a round or even just look good in a box score. Whereas he's now coming up, he has no chance. But the rest of his team did have a potential chance at a kill. So now we're on round 3. Almost a full buy, just light on utility. JT is going to go out long here and then help support by flashing in the teammates long. So he's going to wait, throw some flashes, setting them up for some potential kills, one of whom gets one. So now he's going to backtrack and is watching their back in case anyone comes up Cat while they're fighting down low. A little bit of spam, watching their backs again. And now they need to have some mid control because they didn't actually come out of long. So JT is going to go and boost Sonic down on top of the box, so Sonic can have the potential to get a kill if they're splitting towards B. So JT boosts Sonic, so Sonic's in a good position to get a frag if they're splitting towards B, and they smoke it, so he's feeling pretty good. JT again watching his back. Now EG actually mollies out Sonic, and Sonic thinks that he's safe and ends up dying. So now JT is in a 2v4, which is a very tough situation. You're probably not going to get a kill because they're either going to exec on B where they are, or they're gonna 4v2 exec on A where they'll have the utility, they'll have multiple people. The chances he gets a kill here are very low, but he spent the entire round setting up his team. So again, this is not going to show up in the box score because he ends up saving. It's going to show as a 0-0, but he flashed out a kill long, set up Sonic for another kill, and it didn't work out. So now he gets nothing. So round 4 was an eco. So now we're on to round 5. JT is going to start and help support MOTM out long, again flashing for him, giving some support utility here, hanging around, seeing what happens. EG ends up execing on B, so ends up going to B. So I'm gonna skip forward a little bit. Watches their back. So now they're in a 3v2 gonna enter in the site. So typically in a situation like this, JT would go first, but Sonic is actually gonna be the first one to go in here. So Sonic first one through the double doors, JT comes in second, gets a double kill. So when JT wasn't the entry there, he comes in second in a fragger spot. He actually gets a double kill, which I would say is 1 kill above the expected. Like the expectation there, you know, is Sonic comes in, gets fragged, JT gets a trade, he then gets fragged, and then MOTM gets the final kill. That's kind of how I would expect the situation to go in that 3v2 retake. He comes in, he ends up getting a double kill. So in that situation, he actually got 1 more kill than is expected. So now we're on round 6, skipped in a little bit. He did the same thing, giving some pressure long. And this is another example of how he sacrifices for the team. Is so they're pretty light on utility at this point, and they're smoking off CT so that way they could potentially split to B. So they're in a 5v5. They can't really handle a full exec because they don't have a lot of utility left. So JT needs to get information. So he doesn't have a flash on his side. So he ends up just dry peeking through this to see if there's anything there. Now, this is a very low chance at him getting a frag and a very high chance of him getting fragged. Just coming dry through a smoke like this to see if there's anyone mid or if it's a fake and they can move somewhere else. So he ends up getting flashed. He doesn't see anybody, but he gets all the information that he needs via them shooting and stuff. So that's kind of an example of if you play that situation out 10 times, he probably dies 8 of the 10 times. So if you look in the box score, it would normally show him getting a death, but it gives his team all the information they need so they can then start to rotate. So here we're in round 7, forward a little bit. He then took long and is now holding long in case they decide to late rotate here, which is what they're going to end up doing. Now this spot I would say is typically a 1-in-1 spot where you get 1 kill, you get traded out. So as they're coming long, he's just holding it, hoping to get 1 kill, and then they'll have all the information they need. They can start to rotate. So EG came out long and he got 2 kills and delayed another about 5 seconds. Now that's another kill above expectation in my opinion. So we've already seen 2 rounds where in a situation where he was only expected to get 1 kill, he's gotten 2 kills. So his KD right now sits at 4 kills, 5 deaths, but he also is fragging well because he's had 2 situations where he's gotten an extra kill when that wasn't an expectation based on the slot and the role that he was going in. So we're a few seconds into round 8 here, and they're on eco. And again, JT is going to show how he is going to potentially set Sonic up for a kill while not really having an opportunity for one himself. So Sonic is playing if they're coming up cat, and he has a flash ready. So if they do come up cat and Sonic sees or hears them, there's a pretty decent chance that he gets a kill. Probably gets traded out in a 1-for-1, but a pretty decent chance. If Sonic does get the kill, then JT can kind of set up for something else. Now, if he throws a flash and Sonic dies, then JT is literally out in the open right now. There's a very low chance that he gets anything but just dies while trying to get to a spot or just trying to hold it for another few seconds. So again, this is him setting up Sonic. Sonic could get a kill, and JT really has an opportunity for nothing here. So now we're in round 13, and this is a picture perfect JT round, and I'm going to show you why. So first they go long. JT is going to flash Sonic in for a potential pick. He's then coming back to boost MOTM up to cat, so that way he can create pressure in that area. Now Sonic is actually stuck at car here because they end up coming out long. He backed up to car, missed an op shot, and now is stuck. So he drops a smoke to get Sonic out of there. And then he boosts Sonic onto the site. So he saves Sonic's life by getting him out of there. And then he boosts him up onto the site to give him potential to get more kills. So now they're on A site, and Sonic, JT, and MOTM all no longer have flashes. There's no flash on his whole half of the map. EG's setting up. They're going to drop a smoke. So now JT has to have like some sort of information again to know what's going on. They have no flashes, so they have to do something. So JT then sacrifices himself by peeking long to see what's going on. So in that round, JT set up Sonic for a kill, boosted MOTM so he could get to a good spot, save Sonic's life, boosts Sonic up into a spot to get more kills, and then sacrifices his life to get more information and even gets a kill out of him. Like, that's an absolutely fantastic example of how JT's entire round was set up to get everyone else in their spots. So now we're at the start of the next half. JT sits at 8 and 9. Again, utility belt. He bought full utility on T side, and they're going to go towards B. They're going towards B. He has full utility. He's going to use his utility. Is also the first one in. He dies. Cloud9 ends up taking the site, getting a plant, and we're on to round 17. So now on round 17, again, JT buys as much utility as he can. They're going to go down towards mid doors. So JT here is going to flash his teammates through doors. So Floppy and OC have a potential to get a kill right there since he's flashing. Coming up, and then he's the first one into B site. So you can see in that round, flashes his teammates through doors, and then is the first one into the site. So the chances that he gets any of those kills is also very low because he's flashing others through the doors. So they're the ones who are going to get the kills if someone's there. And then he's the first one into B site. So that's expecting to be watched. He, I'm sure, is expecting to get killed, and then the rest of the team collapses on the one or second player who's there. Round 18, smoking the corner, flashing both of his teammates out long. And then mulling car. So he's now used all of his utility to get long control. So now they're coming up to site. He's used all of his utility, gotten MOTM a kill, and now he is the one going first into the site. So just like last time, uses his utilities to get others kills, entering, letting other people take the trade kills. So round 19, they're a little bit lower on utility. JT is going to use his to smoke corner and double flash over long to make it seem like they're taking long pressure, which works. The team ends up leaving. And then he's going to do something here again, which is a very sacrificial, low probability of a kill play, where they've used a ton of their flashes, a lot of their utility. He just dry peeks through mid. And so the expectation that he gets a kill there, if someone's there waiting, you know, is very low. He's just literally dry peeking, walking through doors. If a CT is waiting there, he's going to die. But he needs to create that map pressure. They were running out of utility, so that's what he does. Round 20, he has the long spawn, so he's going out long. We flash him over. He hops out. He has absolutely no business getting that kill. That absolutely should have been him dying. Fantastic shot. Sitting long. So now he's just buying time. If you see up in the map in the top left corner, they're actually fast going up cat onto A. So he hops out, gets a kill he had no business getting, and is buying a ton of time for the rest of his team to be getting onto A. So he loses that gunfight to Cirque, but they're already on A site. So that's just a really well played round for JT. So round 22, he has a very similar role to round 20, where he's going to go out long here and just buy time. Drops a flash, going out long, just trying to get to the trash can. And now he's just trying to buy time because his team is setting up towards B, and he wants to hold these 2 or 3 players long for as long as possible. Because if they exec on B, they should win that by trading out and win the round. So he's just holding, peeks, ends up losing that fight, but has created that pressure. So now when Cloud9 goes out B, they're going to win the round. They already have someone out mid doors. They have 3 stacked towards B. They end up taking the site, winning the round. The 3 on A end up saving. So JT sacrifices his life there, gets nothing for it, but wins the round by creating all that pressure. So round 23, here's another example of him holding a flash, trying to potentially set up his teammates for a kill. Flashing them outdoors, seeing what they can see. Then he flashes himself here to get a little bit more cat control. Now, I highly doubt he's expecting to get a kill here. He's probably just trying to flash the Opera off that corner. But now he has set up teammates for potential kills, used his flash just to create more map pressure. And there they go on their way to B. So here we're at the end of round 25 now, and they already won the round. Stanislaw is up at the car on T-spawn, saving. And they're going to find this out because Floppy's going to die here. So they want to take that op out of his hands, right? Because it's a very, very close game. So what does JT do? He wants to set up OC to get this kill. Literally just jumps by the door to die to hope OC can get that kill. And this is not an uncommon thing for JT to do for when they need a trade or they want to try and get something out of someone's hands like this, for him to die to try and set someone else up. So round 28, can he use his long smoke, double flash out long to create that map pressure. He's going to hold mid for any pushes just in case. Gonna skip a little bit. OC ends up dying. So MOTM has just been watching the long push. JT has kind of just been watching the mid push. MOTM pushes out long. JT gets the bomb. Now MOTM is just waiting out long right now. So what does JT do? JT takes the bomb, comes out long, MOTM's waiting. So now they have 2 coming up cat. They have MOTM long already and he's coming long. So what does he do? He's the first one out dry peeking. And he's playing in the trade E spots. So that way MOTM can get the trade frag. So he's the one peeking first. MOTM gets the kill. Then he's the one who dies because he's the one way out there. So that way they can get the trade. So again, he didn't get a kill in that round, but he set up MOTM for a kill and Floppy got that kill because the other 2 people were focused on him. So we're in round 29, the last round of the map. He again has the long spawn, so he's going to go out and try and create this pressure out long, so that way the rest of the team can go up fast on cat. So he's going to do the same thing, try and get to the trash can. Going out long, trying to get there, ends up getting stuck in a molly, so he goes for the kill. He ends up not getting a kill, but they already have 2 almost on A site, and he created that pressure so that way there's 2 Evil Geniuses players there as well, and the site is completely wide open. So they do end up winning this round because they get all the way through A. And it's rounds like this where his sacrificial play opens up the whole round. In this case, a match-winning round where he gets no kills but has huge impact. So let's take a look at his stats for the end of that game. So he ended up 15 and 17, negative 2 KD, 0.97 HLTV rating. But do you understand how impressive it is to get a negative 2 KD when you're literally setting the table for the whole rest of your team the entire game? Like, you have to understand with JT that when the team is winning, the other players are going to have all the stats because they're the ones getting all the frags that he's setting up. And when the team is losing, he's going to have terrible stats because he's constantly in 2v4, 2v5, 1v3 situations because he's setting them up for frags and they're not getting them. So then he's left getting completely exec'd on, getting traded, getting all these things. So when they're losing and he has these terrible KDs, it's not because he's not fragging, it's because he is setting everyone else up, it's not working, and then he is in these terrible situations and has all of these low percentage chances at getting kills. So you have to remember that when you see that, oh, the X player had so many more kills and JT only had 12. It's like, yeah, because JT spends the entire map setting that person up. His impact goes so much farther than KD ratio, and the work that he does isn't taken into account by the HLTV rating. JT is actually a really good fragger, but he's an even better teammate because he's the one doing all the dirty work and making sure that everyone else is set up to succeed and make sure that the team wins. So now I have some clips from about a dozen other demos I'm going to show you to show that his roles aren't just a one-time thing, but a constant mindset and something that he has accepted and has chosen to do for this team. Thank you so much for watching. I hope that this showed you that JT's impact goes so much farther than just a box score. JT is a great player, and I have no doubt he's going to be around for a long time and lead some absolutely incredible tier 1 teams. Follow me on Twitter at Cloud9_win, and I'll see you next time.